Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers.
Oh, all right.
Whoa, the microphone low.
Catching the upshot.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Sipping on Excellence.
Coach KJ and Doc here, as always.
Fine, be that way.
You know, we're 120 episodes in or something crazy. If you don't know who we are by now, y'all
We
ain't
still
been tuning
running our
in.
mouths.
Still talking shit, doing what we
God.
do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, digging it.
How are you today?
Busy day as always, man. Been a busy week. It's just rolling, getting it in.
I feel like I'm rolling.
We just gotta we sneak these in when we can, you know.
Yep.
Thinking about going on YouTube Live when we start recording these episodes. Let us know what y'all think. If we shouldn't, let us know. Hit us up, DM. Quick plug, as y'all know, every week we write here, every Wednesday, new episodes. Mm-hmm. Every Saturday we do an IG Live. That's a warm-up show. That's when y'all get to ask us all these questions and kind of,
and that's
we ruffle feathers. And,
one of the things while we're thinking about the YouTube Live. Like, it's
so y'all can interact with
good.
these topics.
Yes.
But in a more controlled setting than the park.
Yes.
You know?
And it'll really put us on the spot, too.
Yeah. It's not going to take the place of our lives.
No.
But it will be in addition to. These recorded sessions will still be up on Spotify and all those things.
Yes.
But if y'all want to tune in early, you can. We'll see if the YouTube Live if we can figure that shit out.
Yeah. Two technology savvy brothers figuring it out.
It's all right. We rolling up on 2 years doing this, man.
No.
That's crazy.
March.
I almost said a year, and I was like,
no, yeah.
It's been 2.
It's been over 2.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and we still here.
Wow.
And they say what? Most podcasts don't get past like 10 episodes. We passed that 10 times over.
I had a buddy of mine, 5 years, still.
Yeah.
Just I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, wow, okay.
After a while, you just sometimes maybe people just either lose shit to talk about or you just
Go a different direction.
Yeah. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
We ain't there yet.
No.
We ain't done fucking with y'all yet.
I'm here in this direction.
Yeah, right.
Wiping my sweat beads.
Right.
Getting ready.
So yeah, nothing too crazy going on this week, man. It was the holiday weekend and just relaxed a bit, tried not to do too much work.
You know where I live. All I hear is gunshots and fireworks. Gunshots and fireworks.
Wondering which is which.
I can't tell the difference. I just duck.
Right.
We sleep on the bottom floor just in case.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, man. It's been a busy week.
What
You
about
never lie.
what about you, man? What's been going on?
You know, and this is something for you guys. I think you'll appreciate it. You know, sometimes you have to check in with yourself. We can check in with other people. We can kind of think about other things, and we're racing away from ourselves.
They don't know how to do that.
You got to check in with yourself. You got to dial in and say, hey, I don't think I like this.
You should be checking with yourself every day.
You should actually check in every day. You should check in very often. But to put together the idea, like, okay, like I'm looking at myself, I was like, yeah, I don't like the way I'm looking right now. I'm ready to drop some LBs. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? Did my macros, got on the scale, get on the scale every single morning. I don't care about clothes, no clothes. I just write it down. So every single day I'm charting that path. Every single day I see the difference.
Yeah.
And it's just, it helps me to dial in.
Well, it hopes it's holding yourself accountable.
Yeah. And also you have the idea every day you start, you're like, what are my intentions? And you really dial into what your intentions are for that moment.
Oh, for that day.
Yeah.
All right, what do I want to accomplish today? Let me see how that's going to play out. You know, where's that going to go?
Yeah. Instead of, I think I need to lose weight, but, you know, I'll start on Monday. Dude, I start on Tuesday afternoon.
Everybody's got an excuse, man. Everybody's got excuses why they can't do some shit.
Right.
And realistically, we all do. We all look for reasons why I shouldn't do something.
Right.
Instead of trying to figure out how do I manipulate my life to make that work?
Right.
Instead of, oh, God, okay, whew, I got an excuse. I don't have to do it today.
Right.
Yeah, that's that bullshit.
Yeah.
For real.
I was cleaning up the other day, and I found this, and I haven't found it. I haven't seen it in years. And this guy made it. You know, people were going around making it, and I just said, right now. That's all I wanted on there. He was like, right now? I was like, okay. Found it. I was like, put this back on. Right now. What you doing?
Whatever you
right
need.
now.
Whatever you need.
Top of rank. Right now.
Yeah. For real.
Right now.
Which we leads us to kind of what we want to talk about today. And this is the perfect topic based on our political climate.
Correct.
You know, and we're gonna hit all sorts of aspects as to what we're not gonna go too much into politics because that's just not what this is all about. No. But we will kind of make you think because every one of us has been in a position where we're like, should I stay or should I go? Isn't that a song? You know,
it's a few songs.
Yeah. And so we want to talk about, you know, knowing when to walk away.
Hey,
you know,
Kenny Rogers, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Right. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You know? And so for y'all youngsters, look up Kenny Rogers. But let's start with the elephant in the room. Get it out the way.
Go ahead.
Dear Grandpa Joe, at some point in time, my man, you have to be like, I'm done with the public service game.
Right.
You know, I'm done with the public service game. And not saying you did or didn't do a good job at some point in time. Dog, you ain't built like that no more.
Right.
You know?
Just holding on to what was.
And it's almost selfish to not let somebody else take the reins. Now, option number 2 ain't a great one, but you came in office saying you weren't going to run for another term. And now you are. And we all know the presidency ages you, man. And so
significantly.
You're showing that, you know, that spark ain't what it used to be. It's not what it was 4 years ago. You know, so just dog. Think about it. You know, but this is the problem with people in general. Think about athletes. Mm-hmm. That's another big one. Athletes have a hard time saying I'm done because we all think we still got it.
Right.
You know?
It's a level of prowess.
Nobody ever wants to leave at the top of their game, if you really think about it. And the reason why is a lot of people be like, well, shit, I'm only 40. What do I do now?
Yeah.
You know, if this is all I've known since I was 6 years old, that's what I've been groomed to do. You know, like people keep saying LeBron should just start thinking about when his exit strategy, you know, and in his mind, and some people around him are like, well, why? I'm still playing better than a lot of other people who are younger than me. I'm not where I was, you know.
Yeah.
But at what point do I say I'm out?
Right.
You know?
Right. And especially for him because he's always been the number one option.
Yep.
He's now the number 2 option.
Correct.
Number
2.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's an ego thing. Mike did it too. Mike should have stayed retired, but he had to come back.
He had to come back, and he waited too
long.
years.
Yeah, he waited too long. 2 years too long to come back.
Yeah, the first retirement. I mean,
wasn't a retirement.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
just
still
taking a break.
physically in his prime.
Yeah, he came back and won 3 championships. He was like, I'm taking a break.
Right.
You come back and you start playing for the Wizards. You're still Mike, but you ain't Mike.
Right. You're not elevating above the rim.
Yeah. You're Michael Jordan, but you ain't MJ.
Yeah.
You ain't his airness
Right.
no more. So at some point in time, you got to be like Brady did it well. Mm-hmm. Top of his game, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, I don't need to do this no more.
But he was still in the game.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't need this in my life no more. And so people in general need to realize, need to figure out, how do I walk away? When's the right time? And work. Do you wait till your job is suffering before you say, this is no longer for me? Do you wait till you're absolutely miserable before you say, especially if you have options to do other things? If this is your only option, then change what's making you suffering and keep your job.
Kind of like what you said as far as for you, the moment your hands start shaking.
Yeah, time to walk away.
Yeah.
Could I still do the job better than a lot of people? Yes, but am I doing the job that's best for the person who's on the receiving end?
Of course. Because when you're providing a service, it's way different.
Exactly. And so if you're not able to do your job at the level that you're used to doing it, is it time to walk away? Or do you just do it half-ass, even if it's decent? That's a hard one.
That's
a tough one.
That's character by character. That's moment by moment. And how do you gauge that? How do you see the level? Is it fractions in the frequency? Is it over the course of last month and a half I've struggled? Is it know what I mean?
Or is it happening at such a slow pace? That decline is so slow that other people are noticing it because they don't see you every day, but you don't notice it. And people aren't willing to tell you that your shit ain't as tight as it used to be, dog.
That part. Yeah.
A
lot of people will not chime in.
Your friends won't speak up. Your family ain't gonna tell you shit, especially if you're the top dog.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to tell you ain't quite there no more.
And how big is your ego? Because if you're being told, or if you were told, are you willing to listen?
Oh, ego's the biggest problem.
Oh,
because you still think you got it. Look at these dudes who, like I said, used to play sports. And now they've quit, done whatever, and now they have their kids playing sports, whatever it may be, or they're in the gym and they used to bench 325 100 times. These are the cats that end up hurting themselves, these weekend warriors, because they think they still got it. And when I tell some of these patients of mine, your days of running are done. You should walk, bike, swim, elliptical, Pilates, yoga. What about weightlifting? What about it? You're 90. Walk, bike, swim, Pilates, yoga. Keep it all low impact. You can lift a little bit, but deadlifts and all that,
bar on your back, anything that's going to cause compression.
It's a problem.
It's definitely a problem.
Jumping on boxes, doing all this stuff when you got bad knees. At what point do you say, you know what, I can't do that no more. CrossFit just ain't for me anymore. It may have been at some point in your life, but it ain't that way now. People can't wrap their head around the, I'm done.
Yeah.
And is it a sign of failure? Do they look at it as a sign of failure so they don't want to say I'm done because they think, oh, I'm failing now? Think about why people stick in relationships.
I was going to go there.
Why do people stick in a shitty relationship? And even forget before relationship, imagine breadcrumbing. The guy who, you never heard of breadcrumbing?
No.
Yeah, so breadcrumbing is when a man or a woman just gives you enough to keep you.
I got it.
They just give you enough to keep you. I'm going to give you some breadcrumbs so you don't go anywhere. Yeah. I'm not going to give you the whole loaf. I'm just going to give you some crumbs so that way it keeps you.
Like basically chasing that carrot.
You getting to nibble on it, but you don't get to eat the carrot.
Yeah.
You breadcrumbs. And at some point in time, you have to ask yourself, is this enough for me? Do I want more? Am I okay with this? Can I walk away?
Yeah. Am I ever going to get the loaf?
Am I ever going to get what I want? Or is the breadcrumbs all I want because I'm getting breadcrumbs from a bunch of different places, so I'm good. You know? But if you know you're unhappy, like, I'm not happy in this spot, but I'm so invested, it's not that you can't walk away. You're afraid to walk away.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to start over. I'm afraid to start a new job.
I'm afraid to see what's on the other side.
Yeah. I'm afraid of being happy because all I've known is unhappiness. I fear what it's like to be happy.
Yeah.
The shit scares me. You know, that kind of thing.
So it gets to the point where there's lack of self-respect. Your self-respect or your self-appreciation, your self-worth kind of gets pushed down.
Well, and I tell people all the time, knowing when to walk away, you get disrespected once. You check somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You get disrespected twice. That's the time to walk away. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how hard it is. Because if you allow continued disrespect, or if you get disrespected and you never say shit, or people do something you don't like and you don't say shit, and they keep doing it and you don't say shit, and then one day you're like, I don't like that. You have no leg to stand on because you've allowed it for so long. How are you going to change up midstream now? Mm-hmm. So then they're going to flip it on you and be like, oh, now you're changing.
Right.
You were okay with it before, but now you're not okay. See, this is what I mean. Blah, 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 blah. You know? You walk away early so you don't have to deal with that shit later.
Yeah.
Because the disrespect will continue to come. Unless you check it. If you check it and it comes again and you still stay, you've already stayed too long. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, you know, whether you need to walk away from your old self.
That's real talk.
People can't let that go.
That's real talk. I definitely can respect that.
I'm comfortable here. Even though it's not where I want to be, I'm comfortable here because walking away from my old self to allow the better, new, improved version of me to take over requires a little bit of risk that I'm not willing to take.
Yeah.
The risk of failing, the risk of changing course, the risk of just maybe not being what I thought it would be. Mm. And so I know what this is. Even if it's shitty, I know what this is. I can navigate shitty waters rather than trying to catch a boat over there to calm waters and have to weather the storm to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. What you see a lot of people still end up, what they do is they continuously complain. And after a while, you're like, yeah, I don't want to hear it anymore.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Because you won't walk away. And it's just people complaining about bad relationships. I hear it all the time. Why won't you just leave? And I'm not talking about a relationship where you're getting battered and you're afraid to leave and all that. You're just not being treated the way you want to be treated. So why won't you just leave? You're a dude and your woman doesn't respect you. Why won't you just leave? You're a woman, your dude doesn't respect you. Why won't you just leave? You know, and then it gets into the topic, you know, I'm afraid to leave because I don't, you know, that lifestyle, I won't walk away, whatever. Mm-hmm. So you get you a side piece. And then you start treating your side piece better than your primary. You start treating your side dude, doing things with your side dude that you wouldn't even consider doing with your main dude. When all you have to do is treat your main dude like your side dude, and the side dude wouldn't exist.
Right.
Give your main guy the respect that you give to your side dude.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Or as a dude, you have a side chick because she treats you well, and you're not getting the respect that you would deserve at home or that you feel you deserve at home, or for whatever reason you're out there. Correct it at home, and if it can't be corrected at home, then walk away.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If you're unhappy, well, people will be like, oh, well, you can't just walk away. You always can walk away.
You always can walk away.
You can always walk away and still handle your responsibility.
Correct.
You don't have to have any. What about the kids? And the kids will be fine. You're not walking away from your kids. You're
doing
walking
them
away
a
from your.
service if you continue to be in that relationship.
Because if you don't think your kids know when you're having a shitty time with your spouse, you're sorely mistaken. Babies know. They can feel it. They can sense it.
The energy.
Energy is everything.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
if you can't walk away, then you have to ask yourself, why not? What is it about me that's not allowed? Because it's not the other person that's keeping you from walking away. What is it about yourself that won't let you walk away from a situation that's not good for you?
Yeah.
Whatever that situation is. Get into a fight. Most importantly, dudes, this is for you guys. You get caught up in a situation. The hardest thing is to swallow your pride and walk away. Instinct is to buck up your chest and want to fight back. A million things can go wrong if you fight back. Nothing's going to go wrong if you walk away.
Right.
You might have to explain to your girl why you got punked and had to walk away, but at least you'll have the ability to explain it to your girl. You know?
Yeah, but that's just simple self-respect.
Yeah, you get backed into a corner, then yeah, of course you can't walk away.
That's simple self-love,
But
man.
self-love, self-preservation.
Yeah. I don't like this. I don't deserve this. If you don't change this, this is not serving me. I can't do this anymore. Make it clear.
People will test you.
Yeah.
People test you all the time. People will come at you. Men, women will test you. Women, men will test you.
Yeah.
And on both sides, they're going to test you to see what you're willing to tolerate.
And it's an unnecessary test. A lot of times people don't even know they're testing you. They're so used to whatever they've gone through in their past life and bringing it to that forefront and constantly picking at you. You know, and if you're in a relationship like that, maybe you need to say, why are you testing me? What is this doing for you? Is it helping you any? Because it's not doing me any good.
At all.
And I'm not in for it. So you need to figure out how you're going to cut this one out so we can move forward, because I'm not with it. And you have to say that.
Yeah, you have to, because it's just it gets wild when people can't quite wrap their head around, okay, I need to do something, but I can't because I'm afraid.
Yes.
You know, and has there been a time when you've known, okay, I should bounce? Or, you know, not necessarily bounce, but okay, perfect example. You know what I'm about to talk about. A client you used to have.
Yes.
And you knew for a while, you and I have talked about it. You knew for a while, this is not healthy for me. This is not working. This is not working. And then eventually you're like, I got to cut ties. And even then, you gave a time frame. I'm cutting ties after this date.
Yes. Yes.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there with patients. I need to fire a patient. Mm-hmm. This is just not the abuse, the disrespect, the time management, all that wasn't working.
When your demeanor, when your energy shifts, when you're exhausted before you are upon that person, when you're almost sick to your stomach, so to speak. And you're just like, wow, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
I gotta go. When I was
But the question is, why do we wait till then? We don't. I'll tell you why I wait. I think it's because I don't want to hurt other people, or I don't want to create friction. You know what I mean? Because even though there's already friction created, but I'm internalizing it, and I'm like, I'm just going to hold off until it gets to a point where I'm like, fuck this, I can't do this no more.
Yeah.
Why do we wait that long?
You know, for me, I think, one, it was the friction, but it was the backlash that I knew I was going to get regardless.
Yeah.
I was trying to, set myself up to know when I had to knock this one down, because I know what was going to happen, and it happened. It happened in way more than I thought.
Yeah.
to the point where other people thought they were going to get involved. Speaking of my wife,
Yeah. Right.
like, okay, this is ugly.
Or ending a friendship. My boy.
Yeah.
We talked about him a lot. You met him.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, when a friendship is one-sided and people are just taking and taking and taking and taking from you, and when you stop giving, they flip it on you as, oh, you're not being a good friend. At that point, you're like, oh, we got to go.
Yeah.
And my brother and I, friendship of, 30 plus years with this person. And it just, at some point in time, you got to say, you know what? We serve the purpose for that moment in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had a conversation with somebody recently about that same topic, different people. And what's led to the post that I did the other day about why do I have to be as excited about your shit, And when I'm not as excited anymore, you try to treat me different. That's when I know. It's like, okay, you know what? The role I played in your life when you needed me, you don't need me for that no more.
Right.
So now I'm going to play my position over here doing my life. If you need me for something, you can call me. But other than that, that part of how we were is done because what you needed me for in that moment, you don't need me for anymore. And because I treat you differently now, because you don't need that, you don't like the way that is. And you take it personal. You know what I mean?
Don't they all?
Yeah.
No matter if it's business, they will take it personally.
Yes.
If it's love, they take it personally.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
it's personal, they take it personally.
Absolutely.
It's all personal. Has nothing to do with that.
And it's not like I'm treating you different.
No.
I'm just not giving you the time that you required then because you don't need it now. I'm still the same dude. I'm just not going out of my way for you because you don't need me to.
And it's not your job to tell them who they are.
No.
It's not your job.
It's time for you to figure that shit out on your own.
Yeah. We're too old.
You're grown-ass adults. grown-ass adults, man.
Very much so.
I don't need to be there. Yeah. I don't need to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
And so you got to learn how to walk away and not be somebody's crutch.
But you have to also walk away with your head high.
Yeah.
Chest
feel
out.
good about it.
Yeah. Because when I left that company, I walked away as a man. I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm giving my 2-week notice, which most trainers just bounce, walk out the back door. I said, I'm giving you my 2-week notice.
Yep.
If you have me, I'll still teach class. If you don't, I understand.
But I need to do this for me.
Correct. And because I walked into the management office, handed them a letter, old school way, guess what? Still teach your class. We would love to have you still teach class.
The respect is still there. You didn't just leave them high and dry.
Right.
Which a lot of people will do. No warning. Hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
And
that's, to me, is not respectful of yourself as well.
It's not. It's absolutely not. And one of these days we'll talk about a podcast about prevention versus treatment. And the reason why I bring that up is because, knowing when to walk away, people wait till there's a giant problem and then try to treat the problem. Instead of saying, you know what, in my relationships, why don't I take care of me to prevent the problem from happening in the first place? Like people go to couples counseling once they have a problem.
Correct.
Instead of saying, you know what, let me work on myself and then ask my partner, what are the things you need so that way we won't have to go to couples counseling later to fix all the shit that I broke?
Correct.
How can I keep from breaking shit with you? You know what I mean? But I think we're so used to our society of fixing a problem rather than preventing a problem.
Yeah. And as long as you're taking care of yourself first, you're already doing a service to that partner. You're already providing for that partner. You're providing something is an intangible, and they're just going like, oh my God, this is why I love you.
Well, and they may also realize they don't need or want what you have to offer. And that's okay. It's not I should want to be with this person. This person has everything that I should want and should need, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
And so once you realize it's just not there, why do you stay? Mm-hmm. Because, oh, he's got good pedigree, or, oh, she's a good woman. I don't care if she is phenomenal. If she's not for you, why do you stay?
Right.
As a man, why would you stay? She doesn't have to be disrespecting you, but if you are lukewarm on her, and that's why, people always are like, the best relationship is when the other person loves you more.
Ugh, I hate that statement.
The person who wins is the one who loves less.
I hate
It's
that
like,
statement.
but if you're not all in, why would you wrap her up and keep her all in to satisfy your somewhat needs, even though I'm just cool on her, but she treats me well, so I'll stick.
It's satisfying your
Men
list.
Men do that shit all the time.
Yeah, it's satisfying your list versus your spirit.
Men do it one way, which is what we just discussed. Women do it another way. You know what? He's not the one for me, but he takes care of me. He gives me a lifestyle I could want, and he's a good guy. He's a good father, so I'm just going to keep him. Mm-hmm. But you're not satisfied.
Right.
Your soul is not satiated. You still are hungry. And if you're still hungry,
you're going to find a place to go.
Exactly. And so why not just walk away and find what your soul needs?
And walk away with dignity.
Yeah. And nobody will fault you. You sit that person down and be like, look, we tried. We probably shouldn't have let it go this far, because early on, this probably isn't for me. Mm-hmm. But because on paper, both of you think this should work, because nobody's perfect. But if you don't feel it in your spirit, why would you stay? You feel me?
See it all the time.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
I talk to people all the time that are like that are just, it's why would you be there if you're not there?
That's a lot of wasted energy.
You've walked away,
mentally,
but you physically stayed.
Yeah.
You've checked out, and now you're roommates with your partner. Make that make sense to me, man. I can't, people always ask me, well, why are you single? You have so much to say about these topics, whatever. And I'm like, because for me to not be single, I need to be inspired. Be my inspiration to want to stay.
Yeah.
You can't make me stay.
It's funny you say that. I feel that my relationship continues to inspire me. Mm-hmm. I know that, and this is something that we've discussed recently, her and I, in respects to the way we were when we met.
Yeah.
It's 10 years, man. We're not the same couple.
You shouldn't be.
We speak differently.
Right.
We look at each other differently. There's no, you love me more than I love you, or I love you more than you love me. We love differently, and we love balanced.
Yeah. Some days it's going to be like, him. I can't stand him. Yeah. Or some days like, she gets on my nerves.
Like that post where the couple that's back to back, and they're like couples that love each other when they mad at each other. She was like, he took a pizza, ate that slice, and she said, wiped his face. Right. And then she took a bite out of the pizza and he wiped her face off. Right. It's like, that's when you mad and you enjoy being mad at each other because you love each other so much.
But and the funny thing is, I may be mad as shit at you
right now,
but don't let anybody else come up in here.
Yeah.
I will
I will
snatch your soul.
Yeah.
You know? And the thing is, we said this on a few podcasts. Mm-hmm. Love is easy, like is hard.
Yes.
You can love somebody to death, but you're not going to like them all the time. Because I don't like you today isn't a reason for me to walk away at all.
Go to sleep.
I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go over here today. And if it means, you know what? We're at odds about something and we're just not going to see eye to eye today.
Let's go to sleep. Let's figure it out
tomorrow. And if I'm just at a stage where you're annoying me and work is annoying me and all that, you know what that probably means? It means we probably both need a vacation. Let's go somewhere. Mm-hmm. You know, that ain't got shit to do with work.
That's right.
And ain't got shit to do with home.
Yeah.
Let's change the surrounding. Let's change the attitude. Let's just get back to who we are.
Attitude means gratitude.
And you said something perfectly. People change in relationships because you grow. If you're not changing who you are to your core, but you're maturing in your relationship. Yes. So you should be making change. And those changes shouldn't scare you. They shouldn't make you the changes should make you want to explore more. Like, oh, absolutely. Who's this new person? You know, who you were 5 years ago. You're not this. If you're the same dude you were 5 years ago, then you need to walk away from that guy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Say you, this is me. Yeah. I need to do
you need to walk away from that guy and fix you.
Yeah.
And you're not even broken. It's just I need to get my thoughts together because maybe we're not seeing eye to eye because you've progressed and I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm stuck somewhere.
Yeah. And you have to ask yourself all the time, man. You always have to ask yourself, like what we said at the top, I need to work on me a little bit more. What's going on? Why do I feel this way? You know, we talked about emotional intelligence. Yeah. It's why do I keep getting wound up over these moments?
Ooh, it's too easy to blame somebody else.
Yeah. It's an easy button. Pop. I say it all the time.
It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
I'm leaving because of you. Really?
When's
Why?
It gonna be? Yeah. That when you said that, it reminded me we were talking about that crazy client, and one time I asked her about she was going to therapy. I said, "How's therapy going?" It's going okay. It's not really working. I said, "Why is it not working?" I haven't found anybody yet. I said, "Oh, you are crazy."
Legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't want to take accountability.
Nah.
You know? And if you can't really get to the bottom of the issue, then yes, walk away. Because some things are just insurmountable. Mm-hmm. They are. Don't think that you have the ability to fix it all. But if it's a problem that you know you can't get past, mine is disrespect. I can't get past that. Mm-hmm. You disrespect me. And it's an ego thing, whatever it may be. Because we, as men, equate respect with love.
Right.
Women need to be loved. Men need to be respected. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. You know, women, think about this. Think about if your guy isn't giving you the love you feel that you deserve. You're going to feel some kind of way, right? A man feels that exact same way when he's not getting when he feels he's not getting Absolutely. The respect he deserves. Absolutely. You can love on him all you want, but if he feels like he's not getting the respect he deserves, he's going to immediately feel like you don't love him, and that's a problem.
Yeah, and he will act out in many different ways.
If you don't love him, but the respect and admiration is there, he won't know that you don't love him because in his mind, that's love. Mm-hmm. So, putting you hip to the game. You want to keep a dude that you ain't in love with, but he works for you and your needs, respect the shit out of him. But here's the problem. If you're using a dude and you don't really love him, it's hard for you to really have that utmost respect for him if you want him to be your all.
Goes back to self-respect.
Because your
don't
soul
respect yourself.
Because your soul's not touched.
Yep.
You deal with me, I'm trying to take your soul. Seriously. I don't want you.
That's right.
I don't want you to like me from time to time. I don't even want you to love me, whatever you feel that is. I want your soul. If I can't have it, then so be it. But no, that's what my goal is.
Listen,
it's that simple.
Bruh. So
Right?
that's all. You got to watch this on YouTube because all you get is a shoulder shrug with this one. For real. That's that.
Where's the problem? Is there a problem?
I don't see any problem with that.
Because
that's real.
You should expect that as well from your dude.
Yeah, that's beyond lust. That's beyond love. That's beyond friendship. That's beyond all those things. Partnership.
Y'all cry about this is my soulmate or I want to find my soulmate, but you don't want that dude or that woman to have your soul.
Because it sounds good.
That's my soulmate. Why? Because y'all have chemistry.
We did a podcast about that one.
Exactly. Just because you got chemistry and compatibility and all that. The fourth thing that we didn't talk about, we talked about attraction, chemistry, and compatibility. Mm-hmm. The fourth thing we didn't talk about is, can that dude or can that woman own your soul? Not own it, but can that woman or that dude have access to your soul?
Yeah.
Is your soul satisfied, satiated by his or her presence?
And are you willing to give your soul?
Some deep shit. I only give my soul to God. You're missing the point. You're fucking missing the point. I know somebody's gonna come at us for that.
Yes.
You're missing the point. I am not competing with the Creator. But if you want to go down that road, God is in all of us. And the part of you that came from me, from him, I want it back.
Oh, I got that. Oh, it was clear. There was no
let that sink in.
There's no dancing around that one.
Yeah,
partner.
let that sink in.
Yeah.
There was no part of you that I have that came from you. If you follow Christianity, you know how this works. Mm-hmm. And so for me to want to be a lifelong partner of yours, I need it back. That piece of my soul that resides in you, I need to find it. Mm-hmm. And if I can't find that piece of my soul in you, then you weren't made from me.
That's real talk. That's about as real as it gets. That was heavy.
We don't all find it.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We all think we do, and it doesn't work out. Walk away. Because if you don't find that, walk away.
Yeah. It's like, think about pottery. It's this lump of clay. You just keep molding it to exactly what your mold is. Not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours, mine. That's life. That's a partner. That's it. And that molding continues to mold.
Yep.
That's that's the equivalent of life with a partner that is your soul.
Yeah.
Your hands are touched and inside and out.
If my soul is satiated, my body can hunger for whatever it wants. But I'm still coming back home where I'm full.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Mm-hmm. You know? And same thing with a woman. If a man touches your soul, you ain't going nowhere. You touch his soul, it's going to scare him, but he ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Women are less afraid of a dude grabbing hold. Men fear that for whatever reason it is, because that's the soft side of them that they don't want to admit that they have.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so it's not his heart. It's not his mind.
Yeah.
You don't, people say, I want your heart and your mind. Yeah, cool. How many times have you fallen in love? 50 times. How many men have had your soul? Yeah. Let that sink in. You've been attracted to a shit ton. You've been compatible with a shit ton. You know, you've had chemistry with a shit ton. How many dudes have touched your soul? And some people will think, well, this guy did. No, you were digmatized. That's different. Mm-hmm. You know, he put it on you good, so you felt like, oh, he touched my soul. No, he just touched your innards.
Yeah.
he just hit the spot.
Yeah, and that was only for the moment.
Yeah.
And every time you're with that dude for that moment, when you're in those dids, guess what? You're still chasing that first time.
earth-shattering sex is not soul-stirring.
Right.
And so if a man is touching your soul and like I said, and you're satiated, the earth-shattering sex becomes less necessary because every time you're with that dude, your soul is satisfied and the rest comes. Mm-hmm. You feel you need to feed that hunger, you still are coming back home.
Correct.
He still feels he needs to feed that physical hunger. He's still coming back home because home is where he's getting everything else he needs. So fix home, and if home ain't cool, walk away. It's that simple. Man, had no idea where this was going.
I know.
But I know we fucking went there.
And that is how we podcast. We just be talking that talk.
Fuck it, that's how we do.
Yeah, man.
We gonna let y'all get up out of here. Before we do, though, Coach KJ, where they gonna find you, man?
They're gonna find me at Coach KJ Knows on Instagram, at CoachKJ.com. Where they gonna find you?
You're gonna find me at Leonel Hunt on IG. You're gonna find me at HuntSpine.com. TheHuntFoundation.org is doing big things. Go check us out and help out wherever and however you can. Podcast every week, 11 o'clock. We do an IG Live warm-up show on Saturdays. Wednesdays, 6 a.m. This podcast comes out on every single platform you can come across. YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Check us out, like, share, support. Keep us moving on the air. And we back at you next week, y'all, and we out.